If you're not seeing the results you want to be seeing in your business, it could be that you are facing one of these problems with your marketing. Hi, you guys. Caitlin here with Rising Ranks Digital. And I want to talk to you about the top 10 things, the top 10 problems and issues I see in everyone's marketing today. Now, I'm going to look at my notes just so I don't miss on anything important, but it really is important to make sure that you aren't actually getting into these marketing traps, because if you do that, you'll lose your know, like, trust factor. You'll lose authority in your space. You'll lose your thought leadership status. You'll lose clients. You'll lose profits. So you really want to make sure that you are honing in on your marketing and really closing up those holes that are leaking money for you. So the first issue I see, that's in no particular order, but the first one is that you don't truly understand your audience. And I'm not just talking about their age, where they live, what products they like. I'm talking about, what do they truly need? What are they truly looking for physically, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually? What keeps them up at night? What are they terrified of? What is their biggest excitement about life? I want you to get even deeper, and I want you to connect with them. And you can do that in several ways. I'll just give a few. You could go, hang out with where they are. If they're in groups, go there. Even if they're online in Facebook groups, go in there and just observe. What are the questions that they're asking? What are the issues that you're seeing? What are some common themes between them? All right, number 2. You're getting way too in the weeds of your analytics. I actually see this a lot with larger corporations and people who are answering to board members or anyone who is, higher level bosses. So this is important because while, those little analytics and those nitty-gritty details can be important, you can't lose sight of the overall, the bigger picture of the analytics. And I say this because marketing is a larger system with an ecosystem. And just because one campaign might look off or not, not right, it actually could be benefiting you elsewhere. So let me give you an example to make this a little bit more clear. So if you are running Facebook ads, that's mostly, an awareness piece. And it might not look like those conversions are high, but actually those people could be going to Google and searching reviews for your company, searching products, whether they're in your, whether for your company or not, if they're just in the space. And if you are showing up in SEO, then those Facebook ads are actually going to be really helping your SEO and your organic search volume. So while, on the Facebook ad side of things, it doesn't look too great, on the SEO side of things, you might be booming. So that's one important factor. Another thing too is that your Google Ads campaigns might be looking stellar, but they might be cannibalizing your organic free traffic to your website. So think about that when you are looking at the analytics. All right, number 3, you are focused too much on the sell, and that can be a problem. Yes, you want to close deals, but you can't close deals without connecting with people first. And it doesn't matter if you close a deal. If you have a poor consumer experience, these people are not going to come back, and they're actually going to, give you poor reviews, tell people not to purchase from you, and that will hurt you in the end. So yes, again, sales is important, but really, if you're only focused on that, you need to broaden your horizons and really start looking at other aspects. I'll get to that in a few steps. Now, number 4, not trying anything new. We've seen in COVID, it is so important to make sure that you have the ability to pivot, that you stay nimble, that you try new things, that you're not just stuck in the old way of doing things. Like, yes, those old ways probably got to where you are today. They've, garnered you success. However, with a new paradigm in business moving forward, you need to make sure that you are keeping your sights on new opportunities. Maybe even it's new marketing. So Facebook ads used to be really cheap. They are becoming so much more expensive. So, and also too, people are just becoming way more skeptical about them. So how can you mitigate that? Maybe it's giving free content. Maybe it's just writing more blog posts and getting your name out there in a way that's not selling, but also that isn't spending a ton of money, but it's also, really increasing that connection factor that we talked about. All right. So speaking of connection, the fifth problem I see is not connecting enough. So you're not getting authentic. You're not getting real. You're not telling your consumers about your life, who you are, what you really care about, your stories. And people love that. People, your consumers are human and they want a human brand. They don't want somebody out there or brand out there looking perfect and kind of just, surface level. They want the deep stuff. All right. So how do you connect again, besides telling your story, being authentic? You can offer people free content. Again, responding to people. Maybe people are giving you reviews online. Respond to them, whether they're good or bad. Respond to any DMs you have in your social media. Okay, the other one, number 6, is connecting too much. So maybe you're on Facebook and you're telling your story, you're just loving life. People love you, but there's no call to action at all. So you can see there's like a fine line. So people like you, but they don't even know how to purchase from you, or they're not even thinking about purchasing from you because you never offer them something to purchase. So again, there's a fine line between both. You want to make sure that you are perfectly on that line. Okay. So number 7 is not knowing what you stand for and what your vibe is. And so it's really getting into, again, like it goes beyond your story. It's more broader, general. It's more of like, are you about visibility? Are you about freedom, adventure? And infuse that into everything you do. All the copy on everything you do, your emails, your website, your social media, it should be infused with that adventurous theme if that's your theme. All of your images should really focus on adventure. The colors should focus on adventure. Where you're showing up needs to be about adventure. It really needs to be consistent over every single platform, over every single part of a campaign. All right, so number 8, you don't have the correct message for where consumers are on the journey. So your awareness campaign is going to have such a different message than a campaign to your current customer base, or even, your warmer audience. So the people following you on Instagram. Everyone is different. And sometimes, and actually this is number 9, is not having the right CTA. So not only is it the right message, but you also need to have the right call to action. So, if you're running an awareness campaign, you're not going to be like, hey, this is what we offer, purchase from us. No, you're going to focus on pain points to actually get their attention. Once you are into the warm audience and they know you and they like you and they trust you, that's when you can get into your call to action to purchase from you. And the last problem that I see is when people don't have fun. This is so important, and it really sounds cliche, but it is really important, is that your energy, there's an energy to everything you do, and you can tell. People can tell whether it's subconsciously or consciously. But you're exuding a vibe and energy of, I hate my life, or I love my life, or I love what I do. I am so passionate about this product. I literally cannot get enough of my new course coming out versus, hey, I have a new course. This is the price, this is the details. There's a very different energy. So really be conscious before you go live, before you write copy, to really get into the vibe of having fun, of really getting into space of you loving your job. All right, you guys, those are the top 10 problems. Comment below. Let me know what issues you think that you are having right now. Comment if you have any questions, and would love for you to like, share if you found this helpful.